Okay, in this session, what we want to do is look at video training. These are sessions that maybe people can complete on their own. And basically, there should be incentives for completing these things so that, I don't know, there's, kind of like the online orientation that we have. So you answer some questions, and then you get something at the end. I'm not sure what, but we can figure that out if this is a viable thing to do. So one would be the syllabus. I think it's important that we have a sample syllabus. I think it's important that we at least mention the syllabus, but really it would be good to have a video where we just go over what is a syllabus and what goes into it. I do have a question about whether we really want to call the syllabus a contract. I know that calling it a contract is a metaphor is important, but I know that there are some people who are hesitant to use that specific language because it's not exactly 100% a contract. But obviously, I think it should be pointed out, especially to instructors, that if an issue comes up and there's some discrepancy, the first place we're going to go is the syllabus. And so they should have everything in the syllabus that relates to their course and the expectations and all of that. Now, what should be in it, and I think I looked at a presentation that Rick did that covered this pretty well, and I made a list, and I might have added a couple of things. Contact information, obviously, office hours, stuff like that. Course objectives, and again, going back to the common course descriptor, and we might even say, here's where you find this at CCCS, and that could be part of the hands-on workshop now that I think about it. Competencies, what are the competencies you should get out of this course. Policy on late and makeup work, I think, is crucial to any syllabus, because again, if a student says, well, they said they were going to give me makeup and they didn't, or I missed the exam and they did this. The grading scheme, obviously. Academic dishonesty policies, it should say. And consequences. Nice typing on my part. I actually fixed some really embarrassing typos before, but I'm too far into this recording to fix them. I'll fix it on the thing when I send it out. But here, there are general academic dishonesty policies, but I really think that people should say this is the penalty for academic dishonesty in my course, and these are the consequences, because different people are going to apply different consequences, and I think that should be stated up front. And maybe even what constitutes plagiarism for the purpose of this course. Don't cut and paste from a website, et cetera, et cetera. The important dates, drop, no class, withdrawal, things like that. What the attendance policy is, very important. Schedule of what's going to be covered to the degree that it's known, and also with the disclaimer that things don't always go as planned, and the schedule is an approximation and not set in stone. And an ADA statement, again, if you have a disability, contact the Office of Special Services, and we'll work with reasonable accommodations, but no accommodations can be made unless your disability is certified, so something like that. I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure somebody will tell me more things that should be on the syllabus. Other videos. FERPA. There's stuff on the website about FERPA, and that's good, but I really think it is important that people go through FERPA training. Some of the stuff is a little bit crazy. If I'm sitting in a coffee shop talking about a student, I don't even mention the student's name. Someone overhears, figure out it's the student, boom, I violated FERPA. There's all sorts of weird things about FERPA. Well, I don't know if it's that weird, but it's something that really people need to be trained on. Library resources and uses. Peer-haps go. That's a new word I made up because peers should go, perhaps, to the library website. And there's a library website. There's actually a lot of good stuff on there, and I know the library is working on more things, and so that might be updated. But I think a training video on what's available in the library and how to use it would be helpful, and maybe even a short training on APA and how all of that works. So that's 4 possible online trainings we can offer, again, with some kind of incentive for finishing the online training. Now the next section, what I want to do is go over maybe handouts or things that should go in a paper handbook that people are given, so again they can refer to these things.